Hello everyone, I'm Apurva Pandita and welcome to Live Law. So the question that we have today is, can companies use personal data for targeted advertising without explicit consent in India? Well, we all must have experienced this at some point. After searching for a perfect digital watch on Google, our Instagram and Facebook is flooded with digital watch ads the very next day, suggesting us the best sites, the best brands, or sometimes even the best place to get that digital watch. So how do the companies do this? Well, collection of information about individuals and their online habits has become an important source of profit for companies. I mean, we've all been there, clicked the grant access button without giving a second thought. Whether it's Instagram asking us to access our contacts or Snapchat asking us to access our locations. Companies, governments, and political parties find it valuable because they can use it to find the most convincing ways to advertise online, to provide us the customized experience. But getting such a personalized, customized experience as a customer, doesn't this sound too good to be true? Well, probably it is, because this comes with a disadvantage, the threat to our privacy. So now let's skip on the most essential question. So can these companies use personal data for targeted advertising without explicit consent in India? Fortunately, the answer is no. The use of personal data for targeted advertising without explicit consent is not legal in India. But is there any law that specifically talks about this issue? The good news is yes, but the bad news is it's still pending in the parliament. The Personal Data Protection Bill 2019, which is currently pending in the Indian Parliament, would require companies to obtain clear and affirmative consent from individuals before processing their personal data. The proposed legislation would also require companies to provide individuals with the ability to withdraw their consent at any time and would also establish requirements for the security and protection of that personal data. The bill also includes the provisions for establishment of a data protection authority to enforce this law as well. While this bill sounds almost perfect for users like us, many people have criticized the open-ended exceptions that are given to the government in the bill, allowing for surveillance. There is a blanket power of exemption from all provisions of the law. This means that it basically allows the government to access personal data of any user without consent, giving reasons of national security, investigation, and prosecution of any offense or public order. Retired Justice B.N. Sri Krishna, who headed the committee that formulated the original 2018 draft of this bill, has reportedly called it a piece of legislation that could turn India into an Orwellian state. Basically, he has described the legislation as being destructive to the welfare of a free and open society. Now comes the next question, that is, if there is no such law in force yet, then how is it not legal in India? While the Supreme Court of India has not issued a specific ruling on whether companies can use personal data for targeted advertising without explicit consent, its ruling related to privacy suggests that such practices would not be consistent with individuals' fundamental rights. The landmark judgment of Justice K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India was a turning stone for establishing the right to privacy in India. In this historic decision delivered on August 24, 2017, the bench unanimously recognized the fundamental right to privacy of every individual under the Constitution of India, within Article 21 in particular and Part 3 on the whole. Now, since this judgment, the fundamental right of privacy has been cited as precedent in various other landmark judgments as well, such as Navtej Johar and Joseph Shine judgments. As a result, individuals in India have the right to control their personal data, and companies must obtain explicit consent before using personal data for targeted advertising or other purpose. That was all for today's video. We hope that you like our content. And if there's any particular legal topic you would want us to discuss here, then do tell us, either in the comment section or you can mail us at info@livelaw.in. Thank you so much.